Alright, what's up YouTube? Welcome back to another video. In this one, I'm going to do a little bit of talking again, kind of like the last video. You guys can tell by the title what I'm going to talk about. These are a few topics that I just believe and I have learned myself while growing up. I believe that we all need to learn. They're pretty important, and I'm just one who promotes like continuous growth, always learning, always improving, all that kind of stuff. And so stick with me here with the YouTube channel. I'm trying to be better about my uploads as far as the quality and the kind of content that I'm putting out, and just sharing everything that I'm learning as I'm growing. So if you guys enjoy the content, make sure to subscribe. If you ever have any feedback or whatever, make sure to leave some comments down below. Leave a like on the video, that definitely helps, but it's not always just going to be about the cars. I am a huge car enthusiast, if you can't already tell. Always getting sidetracked by other cars also. Going back to my roots here as far as video editing and all that kind of stuff, and then everything that has to do with improving. So if you enjoy that kind of content, subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm giving this a lot more effort right now, so stay tuned, subscribe for more videos, and let's go ahead and get into it. So I took some notes for this video. I'll be checking my phone pretty regularly. Don't mind me for reading, but I'm not going to read just exactly what I put word for word, but I put some notes to kind of keep myself on track, of course. So let's just go ahead and get into it. Number one being justification. Pretty self-explanatory, but for those that don't know, it's pretty much giving your reason to doing something or explanation why something is right. Why would someone buy a $30,000 Mustang GT or spend as much as what some people would refer to as a mortgage on a car? Everyone defines or justifies things to the best of their ability, right? Whether it's good, bad, right, or wrong. And ultimately, in life, there's a lot of things that aren't right or wrong. They're just the right choice for you and maybe not the right choice for someone else. And so I think it's important to talk about justification, just because we all justify things very differently. Obviously, we all make choices that are very different, and that's what makes us all different. And variety is a good thing. Life wouldn't be the same, and it would be quite stale and boring if we all chose things exactly the same. For instance, my car is black, it's got black wheels. Some people might not choose that, but for me, I love it the way it is. And would I change it? I probably would. It wasn't my first choice, to be honest with you, but I can justify getting this car because I can afford it. For example, if you're talking about financially justifying something, I can afford it, I work hard, and it's a car that I really wanted for a long time. Whereas some people may not be able to see my justification the exact same way. As long as it's justifiable for me and it's right to me, that's all that matters. So the second word I have for you guys is perspective. Justification is very, very important, but perspective, obviously we all have a perspective. And so to define it pretty quickly, it's the way, or at least the way I define it, because the Google definition wasn't the best in my opinion, or at least didn't really make much sense to me. So I'm pretty sure, hopefully my definition will make a little bit more sense. It's the way a person sees life, right? So in order for you to justify something or to make a choice, you have to see life in a certain light. When you have a perspective, it's your way of seeing life. It's the way you're going to make choices and whatnot. And so I think that it's important to not only have a perspective and understand where you see things from, but also being able to respect other people's perspectives. I think that if you're not able to at least acknowledge that other people will have a perspective that's not the same as yours, and that your perspective isn't right just because you believe it to be right, that's the only way you're going to succeed in life. And so not only do you have to be able to see and understand that your perspective isn't always right, I think that it's important to be open-minded, be willing to try new things, be willing to diversify yourself and understand that your perspective is the way it is because that's how you were born and how you were raised. And so perspective is very important to grow, always learn, never stop growing. All right, so word number 3, manifestation. Manifestation is a pretty self-explanatory one, again, at least for those that understand what it means to manifest, which is the root word, which if you don't know what it means, here goes. Pretty much means to sort of envision or project things into reality. And manifestation is also very important when you're trying to make choices, because you at least want to understand what it is that you want in life, or at least I believe that way, right? you're not really going to make choices for you unless you have a perspective. And I believe it's important to have goals and have dreams, and I think that dreams can be confused with manifestations at times. Manifestation involves like actually putting a game plan together. So there's other words that you can use, from just having a dream to setting a time frame and all that kind of stuff. And when you put it all together, that's ultimately what manifestation is. But the root word of manifesting it, envisioning it, is actually seeing yourself doing it and seeing yourself in that position of having whatever it is that you want. And I touched on a point that I've already forgotten, going to another word, but I think it's not only important to manifest and have things that you want. Oh yeah, talking about perspective and everything like that. I think, and I was going to talk about this at the end of the video, but it kind of goes hand in hand with manifesting and perspective, and we'll add it in here at word 3. I think it's important to understand that, or it's important to have things that you want and not things that people want for you. To have your own way of life, own things that you want, that just because other people don't want it, you actually want it. I think it's important to go for what you want, not just things that other people want for you. So that's the only way to be happy, in my opinion, and that's the true goal in life, is to be happy. Success is defined differently for everyone. Money won't make you happy. That's my opinion. This camera's getting pretty heavy, I'm not gonna lie. So word number 4, literacy. I believe that this word is very important. I think that it comes with a lot of controversy in 2021, as does pretty much everything else, including me making a video like this, which controversy is good, in my opinion. So don't be afraid to be you. But what I mean by this word comes with a lot of controversy, the definition from Google is the ability to read and write for literacy. Simply put, that's what literacy is, being able to speak proper English. And what I also put here is that knowledge is also a definition of literacy, being knowledgeable in things. And I just wanted to point out that education is free. I really don't believe that you should go into a lot of debt for information. Information in today's world, information is a commodity. I believe that, I don't just believe that, I know that people buy and sell information when they don't even know what they're talking about. So you have to be careful where you get your information from. The news is a perfect example of that. I have a news channel myself, spreading the news. It's very important to be knowledgeable. It's very important to be up to date on whatever it is that you need to know. And, you know, I believe that we should all try to know everything that we can, but you're never going to be an expert of everything. I don't think that you should try to be an expert of everything, try to be a jack of all trades. I just feel like when you're a master of whatever your craft is, that's how you're going to be successful in life. Because if you just try to know everything and try to be the best at everything, you're going to end up losing, because we're not all good at everything. We all have certain things that make us stand out from others, and that's just my opinion. But simply put, why I said in the beginning of this one, why it's debatable. Of course, with all the talks of race, with all the talks of getting money and success and all that kind of stuff, why I have a YouTube channel talking about this stuff and getting there. Coming from a minority standpoint, it's not cool to be successful. It's not cool to, or it's cool to be successful, but you can get shamed for being literate, you know, and that's coming from the black race specifically. I've definitely had more than one example of being called quote unquote, you're acting white, for example, which I just wanted to put that out there in this video, just to say to you guys that there's absolutely nothing wrong with being literate, with wanting to educate yourself and wanting more in life. And yeah, that's just my take on that. But and the last one, exposure, kind of self-explanatory. Again, another word that many people will know right offhand, but I just wanted to put it out there because, in my opinion, exposure is very important. All 5 of these topics are essential, in my opinion. At least the way I've explained them and my thoughts on them. Of course, I feel like they're very important based on my view. But exposure to me has been the most important part, right? I grew up as a rather smart kid, I guess you can say, always getting A's in school, which I just feel like is so irrelevant, so easy to do. Talk to any person that has done it before, and I just think that it's a little bit easier than people give credit to. Making millions of dollars, not so easy. And yet at the same time, I feel like in some ways, I'm sure those guys who are at that level will say, it is. It isn't, but it is. Just like the whole grade thing. And hopefully one day I'll be at that position to be able to say it too. But exposure, being exposed to the car community, being exposed to the people that I've been exposed to in the tennis community is, the networks and the connections and the people and the exposure, the experiences, you can't trade. You can't put a value on something like that. You can, obviously, but it either happens for you or it doesn't. So exposure to me means having an experience. And from going to Cars and Coffee for the first time, meeting guys who are just like, oh yeah, man, this is how much I pay a month. It's doable. I have one job, kids, like I'm a real person and I did this. Like if you want to do it, you can do it too. It's so much different having those real life examples. Like I make these videos and I just want to say that the videos are important and I'm going to try to show everything I can, but having those real world experiences, you can't beat that. You can't sum that up and put that feel and energy and everything like that and that experience into a video. And I mean, content creators from my favorite YouTubers out there, like Tall Guy Car Reviews, Mr. Organic, those are my main two, to Stratman, all the other big automotive YouTubers. If anyone watches this video that is new, that watches automotive YouTubers, you would know the names, TJ Hunt, all those guys. But exposure is essential in life, in my opinion. You don't come from nothing and just want things that you don't even know exist. You have to at least have seen a picture of a Lamborghini to realize that there's a such thing as a Lamborghini. And for me, there's a lot that I haven't been exposed to. There's a lot that I'm still learning to this day, and I feel like that's why I have the perspective that I do, because I've been exposed to a lot in such a short amount of time. I guess it's not really a short amount of time in some people's view, but 26 years of age, and that's what I promote here in my YouTube channel is never stop growing. Don't let your situation, like where you come from isn't where you have to stay. You can always, level up and get to that next level, and just because you started somewhere doesn't mean that's where you have to finish. And so I hope all 5 of these words made sense to you guys, added some value to you, and hopefully my story can sort of inspire you guys or whatever. Just watching my YouTube videos, all that kind of stuff. I certainly watch enough YouTube for all of you guys that are watching. And yeah, never give up. So thank you guys for watching. I'm gonna go drive my V8 400, probably not 400 to the wheel, but 400 horsepower Mustang GT and go have some fun on this Friday evening. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Subscribe, more videos on the way. See you soon.